Stop what you're doing and watch this video. That video combines my two incredibly favorite things about hair: bleaching and innovative hair technique application. We have to try this. Let's go. I forgot that I dyed my hair a lot and all of this was on the creaming basket. Let me pack these away. Give me a sec. Today we're using the bleach that I always use. It lifts up to 9 levels. It is a pretty strong bleach. There are obviously many different bleaches on the market, but this is what we're using today. In the last bleaching videos, we went with a super low volume developer. Today we're going with our classic 20 volume. That is because we're going for a slightly balayage effect today, which is not wrapped in foil. But before we get into the bleaching process, I actually want to update you on an even more exciting part of my body. My legs! Look how monochrome I am today. A few videos ago, I told you that the goal for my summer was to get these legs, specifically the knees, completely hairless using my Cini IPL handset. My favorite hair removal tool I ever tried. Hairs on my legs are much sparser than it was, if you can see, but there are still some hairs that need to go before we're completely hairless. I've been using this on my legs on and off for a few weeks now. It's definitely thinned out and slowed down when it comes to growing, but I'm making it my goal to be completely hair-free. If you're unfamiliar with the Cini IPL, it is a device that produces light that gets transformed into heat, which then targets the melanin in the individual hair strand. This causes the hair to stop growing in the area where you applied the IPL. This can be done on any part of the body below the eyebrow, and you can start seeing results within 2 to 3 weeks, with full results in 12 weeks. The last part of my body that I want to get hairless before the summer is my legs, so that's what we're doing today. Did you know that IPL was actually pleasant? Like, it doesn't hurt, doesn't smell, doesn't leave any ingrowns, and you don't have to get naked in front of people that you don't want to get naked in front of, which was my main issue with doing laser in a clinic. It is super easy to use. Once you put it on the wavelength that best suits your skin tone, using the guide, you can just zap away. You can put it onto glide mode and get your whole body done in like 20 minutes. You do have to repeat this. I would recommend once every week, but if you do this consistently and you use the right care methods, you'll be hairless just in time for the summertime. It's already been really effective for me on my underarms and my bikini area. The only place left for me is my legs. It is completely safe, ergonomic, lightweight, and very easy to use. If you want to be baby butt naked by summertime, I'm going to link it down below. You can use my coupon code C20 for 20% off. You can visit the link directly below, or else you can go to kenzzi.com, kenzi.com, and you can shop it there. If you want to try something permanent and easy to use, this might be the one for you. Back to the bleaching. Stylists do tend to have different preferences when it comes to consistency. There isn't like a strict rule when it comes to bleaching, like it has to be this thick or this. What is the word for not thick? Does anyone know? Can you let me know? However, because we're going for kind of a freehand technique and we want the bleach to actively stick to the hair and not really drip down, I do prefer a thicker consistency when it comes to balayages. Normally you can achieve that with a 1:1 ratio of bleach to developer, so use the same weight of both. I feel like I'm cooking. Now, because we are going to be doing this pretty liberally, I probably should change. And that is probably one of the things that pisses you off so much about this channel, is that I have very little disregard to my clothing because I tend to just dye my hair in whatever clothes spot. So that I don't piss you off anymore, I'm gonna change the sexy lady's back. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't really feel like bleaching my whole head. Obviously, this technique would not really be good for that. However, I have this wig that I'm actually going to be wearing for a trip that I'm super excited for. And I think that it's looking a tiny bit matted and it's not really giving summer vibes, even though we're going to the Pyrenees Mountains. So I think I want to just give this the slightest hint of a sun-kissed balayage. And I want to do that by just genuinely taking a few strands in the front and adding some lightness here, and then a tiny bit just dragging it to the ends. Like a very gentle strip work of bleach applied just to the ends, literally nowhere else. In the video, they used a round brush. A round brush would be beneficial if you want to get an all-over application of bleach, but that's not what we're going for today. So we're obviously using a premium paddle brush. This one is Angelica. This is what we're using today. Also, fun fact, did you know that all paddle brushes come with a missing bristle? That is so that air can escape from it. Later on, I'm also going to show you how to wash this because you need to know. I want to give you all the information. Ladies and gents, let's get into the video. Let's start with a detangled head of hair. I think I only want the blonde bits to kind of sit on the top exterior part of the hair and not really in the interior. So I am just going to braid away this section because I don't want to touch this lower section. Also, guys, Stella has obviously been getting quite a few orders, which has literally been making my entire freaking year. Thank you so much to everyone who's been buying. I'm terribly grateful. But it's also made me realize that you guys are from some nice places. Like, I am from Malta. A lot of my audience is obviously from the US, but I have been getting orders from countries that I genuinely did not think followed my content, especially countries who are predominantly not English speaking. So I would absolutely love to know a fun fact about where you're from. I would die to know where you're from. For instance, here's a fun fact about Malta. The tax rate here in Malta is 35%. Yes. That's actually only for companies, but yeah, it's pretty high. So what's your tax rate in your country? I want to know. What is your favorite food? We have this really weird dish. Well, it's not weird, it's just extremely unhealthy, called pastizi, which kind of resembled my hair right here. It is genuinely like this really butter-filled product or a lard. I don't even know how they make it, but it is just layers upon layers upon layers of like fatty, juicy, good content. It's usually filled with like ricotta or peas or chicken. And it's pretty good, but it's extremely oily. Tell me something about you. We're not going to just flip this into here so that we forget about it, and now we can continue with this. So for all of this hair, mostly I'm going to keep the bleach kind of below here down, but then when I come to this front hairline sections, I want to bring it up so that obviously there's a nice money piece effect and it adds brightness to the face. Now here is the magic part that I'm incredibly excited for. Are you ready? We're in business. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to obviously concentrate it more on the ends, so I'm making sure that there's not a higher concentration of bleaching over here versus here. Apply some more. So this is it. This is the first section. You can see it's a very gentle application of bleach. It is like so light, so feather light, and the one benefit of doing it with a brush is that you can see that it's only applied on the top surface, which means that it's not going to give a very powerful effect. It's going to keep it super sun-kissed. That is our first section. Yeah, baby. Now, just so I keep the two sides kind of harmonious, I'm going to do the back section over here. You guys can't see anything, but neither can I. Here, I'll try to show you better, but this way I can't really see. That's it. First two sections are done. I feel like this technique would be such a good technique for anyone who wants to do a bit of bleaching, but definitely doesn't want to do like the full lot. This has been probably one of the smoothest applications for bleach, and the effect is probably gonna be so beautifully subtle that it's not going to be like a massive transformation, but it's going to be vivid enough to notice that there's something different. So if you've been wanting to experiment with the tiniest bit of a color change, or you want to get into your DIYs, I feel like this is such a good option if you don't want to go for the full shebang. And more importantly, all you need to do this is a bleach and your paddle brush. The one thing I will say is bleach is reactive with metal. So if any of your brushes have metal bristles, a metal handle, anything like that, I wouldn't recommend using it. Something like the Stella premium paddle brushes would be amazing because they are all plastic, recycled plastic. And for our front pieces, as I mentioned, I'm just going to try drag it up a bit further. And this one is particularly satisfying because bleach is normally a bit of a stressful process, but this one's like, oh, you just wipe, brush, and go. Look at how easy this is going up. Further up? Do we want it further up? It is blending and applying at the exact same time. Like, if this works out well, I'm not going to do anything else ever in my life. Ooh. Oh my God, I already feel like Beyonce. Oh my God. Look, if this turns out like, oh, look at it, it's already like, oh my God, oh my God. It's the same thing with this one. Try not to get this in your eye. Probably should have started by mentioning that. I want them to match, so I'm not excited, you are. Okay, this is already like completely blonde. I'm gonna leave this on for a further 10 minutes, rinse it, and I'm gonna be back. I'm not going to tone it just because I wanna see what it's like without any toner or anything, so leave this on for 10 minutes. While we're waiting for the bleach to process, I'm gonna show you how I'm going to now wash this. Keeping this on cold water. I'm just going to break away the bleach, and I'm using these gloves that have some grooves, but you can also use the brush or a sponge. So now it's completely clean. Now I am going to just give it a squeeze so that any water that might have gotten in will be pushed out through this air hole. I'm also going to let it rest like that. Oh my God, guys, are you ready? Oh my God! This took, what was it, half an hour from application and processing. It like processed in like this much. That will be the 20 volume. But the application of it was so quick. If you've ever done a balayage, either on yourself or on a client, you'll know that they take forever. And this was so quick. And look. I'm genuinely speechless. This is completely unstyled. I just let it air dry a tiny bit. Look at this. First of all, the effect is so stunning. It is like a Beyonce, but like white. It is extremely fun. It is so soft and subtle. Like there's no lines anywhere. It just kind of appears. But the good thing about separating the bottom half away is that when you do this, there's still so much depth, which is exactly what I wanted. It is like such a fun sun-kissed effect. And the whole money piece, like imagine if this is curled and then this kind of fans open. It's like it's almost coating the very perimeter of the hair, but there's still all of this depth underneath. Look at it. And then it's like, oh, 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 oh. I'm absolutely in love, I think. Obviously, I wanna see it fully styled, fully glammed up, because I feel like that is where it always looks best. I've got 3 different hairstyle ideas that I don't know which one to go for. I can go for either like really nice kind of LA style. Anytime I see anyone that is in Los Angeles, they always have like these very almost like bubble waves. Or I can kind of work with this and create almost like a sea salty type hair, which could be fun. Or I could do just full straight, like, look, it is seamless. It just starts from randomly, wherever. All this depth underneath because we only did the top layer. I'm fangirling. I always do this. I always do this when I do something fun to my hair. And this was really cool because I did two things. I bleached, which is always fun. And I tried something new, which is my favorite. And it was so easy. I feel like balayages can look good when they're wavy, especially if they've got like dimension or whatever in it. But it's always the telltale sign of a good balayage or a bad one when it's straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and straighten it and then decide afterwards what finishing style I want. I'm gonna change shirts, do that. Let's go.
Take it with anybody but you. What was it they used to say? Seeking you will find. There is nothing in you that is fading. All you ever do is shine.
And here is how the hair looks straight. You know what the funniest thing is that this look as a look in comparison to all of my other looks is actually quite simple. Like it is so gentle, it is so subtle, it is such just a summer gentle hairstyle that everyone could wear. I mean, this is like Beyonce's hair. But the way I got here makes this such an interesting look because it was one of the coolest ways to apply anything. Like as an application, as a process, it was like interesting. Like I've done so many different techniques. Like nowadays there are so many different techniques of applying hair dye, of doing different techniques, of using different formulas. And this one was so good because it was so easy and so quick. And from the looks of it, so freaking foolproof. Like it is seamless. There is no bumps, there's no lumps, there's nothing that is immediately gonna be like, oh my god, this was a home job. It is like so sweet and subtle. And look at this blend. Look, it just blends. And the bleach wasn't even toned. Like this is just bleached hair. Fascinating. The second is obviously I got there using my brushes, which just makes me love them even more. Like I've done a lot of things with these brushes, right? Even throughout the testing process, even now that I can share them and everything, I'm more eager than ever to try different things. And like the fact that this was done with nothing but bleach and this brush, and then even the straightening, man, I love hair. I love it. I'm gonna give it some loose waves. I actually really like this. I rarely wear my hair straight. I think straight hair is so boring just because it covers everything. You know, I like a bit of dimension, but I think I'm just going to give this front bit a tiny bit of wave and then maybe some on like the surface, but leave the rest of it quite straight. So I'm gonna do that and get back to you to show you the finished look. This is the final look. If this isn't giving Beyonce, I don't know what is. Also, it is freaking me out how normal I look. And I do not say that lightly. It is I haven't seen myself with a like normal hair color and like a sweet hairstyle in a while. Anyways, this is it. Obviously, the curls make the look even more spectacular because it is obviously a lot more dimensional now and it kind of showcases the layers underneath. Oh my god, look at it. for the most part, this was one of the easiest, most fun, spectacular, simple hair transformations that you can do. It is so subtle and so blended, but it is, wow, it is like summer came early. And overall, I love it. It is giving Beyonce in every way. So everything is going to be linked down description box below, as well as the Kenzie link where you can check out the Kenzie IPL handset. I'm also going to be linking my coupon code SC20 for 20 whole % of your checkout. So if you want, it is all going to be there. If you haven't already, join the Stellar fam. Let's learn a thing or two together. This is a super, super encouraging, fun-loving platform where I explore the hair world in all its glorious forms. So today was probably one of the best examples of that, and I'm so happy. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, babies!